So I have to give you guys a heads up. I'm not going to stay long because several things are going on. So my mom and dad are visiting from Michigan, and they've been here all week, but tonight's their last night here. And we just adopted a dog today. So yeah, it's like a very exciting time in my house. And so I would like to make sure that my daughter is not trying to ride the dog.
So we just adopted a puppy. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks. Congrats to you too. He is giving us a run for our money after the doctor put him on medication and didn't tell us that he was going to piss and shit everywhere. So that was fun. But yeah. So congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, we're excited. He's kind of chill. So he belongs in our house because we're very laid back. I mean, I'm the turn up, but everybody else in my house is just laid back. So that's good. They teach me how to chill.
How old?
He is a year, but I think he's like 14 months. So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad because we'd gone through the, with my mom's last dog, we had gone through the housebreaking and the crate training and the, all that. So we don't have to deal with that this time around. So life's a little bit easier, but
yeah, that's what I'm doing. So yeah, fun.
Hi, Alicia.
Hi. I actually just talked to Heather and I said, I really hope that Kelly's on because Heather and I were talking about how we loved that we were all friends and we had those nicknames like Heather and I still talk about to this day.
Yeah.
That was so fun. And I'm so glad you brought it up in your podcast. I loved it. I was so happy. And I'm like, I hope I get to see her. I miss her.
Yeah. I still cannot read your guys. Well, I haven't been on Facebook in months, but I can't read your names on Facebook without your nickname being.
Yes, same with me. And you'll never be Rosario. I'm sorry.
Right.
That's not gonna happen. So funny.
I always joke with my parents. I'm like, when I got married, I upgraded to a much shorter name because my last name was a lot. I got Beesworth, I got Bradsford, I got all kinds of stuff growing up.
Yeah.
I was like, I upgraded. I needed that shorter last name.
Too funny. Hi, Danielle. I saw you got a dog. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, he's
at your house. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah,
he's at a house. Congrats.
Thanks. Someone is connecting.
Alea. It's good to see you, Alea. I have not seen you I've seen you on Facebook, but I haven't seen you in motion in years.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
It's been years since I've seen you.
I know. And it's so funny. I'm so glad the people who are on it so far because I've listened to all your podcasts. I really, there's a couple that I haven't listened to. So I'm like,
hard. It's hard to listen to all of them, but sometimes I forget, and I'm like, oh my God.
I'm so behind on podcasts right now.
Now no one has any personal things, so.
I haven't finished mine. I'm halfway done.
What, your own?
My own, yeah.
Mine took me a while to get through. I would listen to myself and cringe, and I'm like, oh.
That's what I did the whole time. And then after half of it, I was like, forget it. I am so obnoxious. I'm done with this. I can't listen. I hate myself.
I take all criticism, and Alicia knows this. I put all criticism on myself. If people don't like a particular episode, then I feel like I didn't approach it the right way.
I feel like you handle everyone very well.
Yeah, so do I. Me too. Yeah.
I'm surprised to hear you say that because I was listening to you talk on the podcast and I was like, God, he's really freaking good at this. This has got to be this needs to be major. And then I would hear my own voice and I'd be like, why did I say that? Why did I say it that way?
Yes.
That was me my whole time. Why did I say it that way? I didn't mean it that way.
Right.
I meant it, but not that way.
Yes. I criticized myself the whole time. But I think that's just how I think that's who we are. We just, when we're in the moment, we think everything's, it's flowing smoothly. And then we have to go back to it and we're like, why did I say
But you ever have like people mimic you, like people that you work with or whatever? Like these,
Yeah.
like even the way that we talk, these are all a part of us and our personalities and our rhythms. And I did radio in college for a few years, and so like I've always like listened to myself and heard stuff the way like things that I say that I hate. That you make mental notes that you try to change, but like if not, it's like you realize this is me. This is what I mean. Like this is what I sound like. I can't.
Yes.
That is true too. You're used to it.
You have a very good like, radio voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very calming.
It's very what?
Calming.
Yeah.
It's like really low and like easy to listen to.
Yeah.
Very. When I first heard your voice, I thought, that is not him. Like, I was like, who is that? And then when I saw your face while your mouth was moving, I was like, holy shit, this really is a mess.
Right?
And the weird thing is, I remembered your voice from school. Like once you started when you were talking, I'm like, you know what, that is what he sounds like. That's his voice. But back in retrospect, I didn't realize how incredible your radio voice is. Like it's almost as if you
and it's probably developed.
Do it on purpose.
Yeah.
I love it.
You could do like those sleeping, like like a like a hypnotism thing, or you could do like those calming.
Yes.
Well, you know what?
Definitely. Yes, like a meditation.
Yeah,
that's it.
You know what?
Yes.
You're on the beach.
What was your dream gig?
The dream gig was always like WDAS 105.3.
Oh,
yes. Quiet Storm.
Quiet Storm.
Tony Brown.
Yo, we need to make this happen. Yes.
Yes.
We've got some Johnson
do
coming
that.
up tonight, followed by some Luther Andrews. After that, some Teddy Pentagrams.
Never mind. Never mind.
I am done.
Turn me on.
Oh my God, he's singing.
Part of this is like it's been 1 year of the podcast, but also 20 years ago today, or 20 years ago now, we would be getting ready for our senior year.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
That makes me so sad.
I know.
We're getting our sneakers. We're getting our sneakers ready.
You make us feel old.
I feel really old.
Listen,
where did the time go? Like, wow.
we look good. I look good for having graduated 20 years ago.
Right? Exactly.
Right?
That's
So
somebody moms, like all of you are like really sexy moms.
Thanks.
Right?
So we took
I try.
We took
try
an
really
adoption photo today as a
My
family.
kids want to be nosy.
And I
I'm
looked at
really
myself
sorry.
and I said, nah, I still got it.
You still got it. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like you guys all look the same.
I don't know if you guys can even see.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Can you see that? So that's my son. He's going to be 12 in a couple
Your
weeks.
kids look just like you. Like, it is crazy.
And I looked at myself in that picture. I said, oh, I look like their sister.
Yeah, you do. Definitely.
40 who? I'm not even close to 40. I'm like 24 still, maybe. I don't know.
I think that too.
I do. I look at us when I'm on social media, and I don't see the 20 years that have passed. I really don't.
We all look the same. Like, I don't.
We probably wear more makeup because we're allowed to.
Oh yeah.
Now we're allowed to
cover some wrinkles.
But
right, like
cover that up.
But
and some gray hairs and stuff.
The only
Alicia with some eyeshadow today.
Had curly hair. When we were in school, she wore curly hair
all the time. I still do. I switch it up, but I did straight today, and I keep touching it because it gets really frizzy because it's still really curly.
That's so funny because for a second I was like, why does Alicia look different? And that's totally it. It's the
curly hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I never wore it straight in high school. Not
beautiful down.
Day.
Yeah. But I cannot believe that we're coming up on 20 years of being out of high school. And I didn't realize that 20 years was coming until maybe a few days ago. I was talking to my husband about, college. And I was like, yeah, Temple's changed a lot since we left, since we met at Temple. And I said, Temple's changed a lot since we left. He was like, yeah, because you graduated like 15 years ago. And I was like, whoa, what? And then I said, well, if I got out of college 15 years ago, how many years ago was it when I graduated high school? And I said, oh my God, like when I look at my age and I realize that I'm close to 40, like I am closer to 40 than to 30, and that is daunting, but it's, but we look good.
I know, I feel like we don't look at those, so.
No, I feel like
we're good.
40 is like the new, like, 25.
Exactly.
It really is.
Like, all my friends who have already turned 40, like, they've had huge parties, and it's, like, better because you have, like, more money. And like you can actually celebrate a birthday, like versus in my 20s, I couldn't afford anything.
Right.
Like in my 40s, I can take a trip for my birthday.
Exactly.
That is so true.
My furthest trip was to the liquor store. That's where I went from.
It's a Mad Dog 2020.
I do think it's remarkable though. Like when I look at my mom when she was 40, I feel like she looked so much older than I look or even feel in my 40s. I feel
that way too, but is it that I don't know what it is though. Do you think it's just because we look at, that generation as just like old anyway?
I mean, I think also the culture is different. And I think that because we are a new generation and there are things that are simply more acceptable or things that are less acceptable, time has just changed. And so the way we live our lives have changed. And I think that has a lot to do with why we don't, like, self-care was not a priority when my mom was, is that Coop?
Yeah. Oh shit! What's up?
The star of Taki's Instagram.
Yo. What up?
I hate that you didn't do the interview with Aaron as well.
Well, that's because me and Brad were friends through school.
I know, but he has these rules, like
right, I agree. Alicia.
It would have been nice to hear like both of your stories because you're together and like. I don't know. I think that's nice. Like, you've known each other for how long? And now you live the rest of your life together. Like, that says something about our high school and how we were all, like, very close. And we all, like, I don't know. We have a lot of high school couples, which is not normal.
We do. I always, because I moved away when I was 18 and I just came back a couple of years ago. And I don't really hear much, but I would love to. Like, I know Heather and Francesco, and I love that. I think that's awesome. But really, that's y'all I really know.
Ann Patterson and Justin Hammond.
Oh, right.
Steph Schneck and
Kyle Spees.
Spees, yeah.
Kyle.
Oh, okay. Yes, I remember. Yes.
Your memory is freaking impeccable, Brad.
Who else?
I know. Like, he impresses me, like, because I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
He remembers it all.
I got my yearbook out to have for tonight because I was like, oh, well, it's my
you're prepared.
He was prepared and everything. Oh my God.
knew. This motherfucker talks about all the time how he didn't sign nobody's yearbook. I knew he signed my yearbook, and sure as shit, second fucking page, he signed my damn yearbook. Yeah. You want me to read it?
Hey, Leslie.
That's hilarious.
Leslie,
That's
can
it
you
all
turn
the
your
time.
Hey, what's
phone
up?
to the side? Can you rotate?
I don't know if that'll help. It gives a weird, like,
Oh, I don't want to ruin it then. Never mind.
I can't. Oh, now I
I don't want to ruin it then.
Yeah,
There you
everyone's frozen. Hi, guys.
Hi,
Everyone's
Mom.
Oh, Holly's
Hi.
here. Good, because I want to tell her about my adoption day.
What?
Yeah, because,
Holly, yeah.
Holly fosters, and she's an advocate for rescue. So I've adopted my dog today.
Oh, you mean your doggies? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, Kelly, what are you talking about? Hi, Holly.
Hi.
Wait, Kelly, you got a dog?
I adopted today.
Oh,
I'm glad you're here because you
Part of the combo.
because I know you're a huge advocate for rescuing, and I know you foster.
I
And-
do.
Yeah,
Not
so
right
That's
now.
so cute.
I'm excited to tell you.
I've been told I have to take a month off.
Ah,
Oh.
What?
Hi.
What?
School. to get ready for school.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I've been doing that for the past week.
Congratulations,
Crazy.
Thank you.
Getting ready for school.
Yeah. I know. Like, I literally just got back from the store getting school supplies. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing with my life. I have a kindergartner. Like, how did I become a homeschool teacher? I don't know.
Well, for those of you who don't know, I am a teacher also, and I have 2 school-age kids who will be learning virtually while I will be teaching virtually.
I don't know how you're going to do that.
That's hard. That's really hard.
Magic. Magic.
Teachers.
I wasn't really worried about going back into a school building, but I have kids, and I was worried about my kids going back into school buildings. And because they go to school, the public schools out here, I was concerned that they might be exposed to a kid whose parents had done what I'd done in the past, dope them up with Tylenol and push them out.
Yep. Say go to school.
Exactly. And
Yep.
so
That's what I was afraid of too.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I feel I do feel blessed that I'm able to work from home this school year, but I am very intimidated by, and I consider myself a pretty decent teacher. I don't intend to teach long because I don't believe teachers should stay in the classroom until they're burnt out. I think you should know when your time is up and leave
And move on.
and move on. So you don't come to class with an attitude, but I consider myself a pretty decent teacher, and I'm still scared. I'm still scared of how I'm going to be able to navigate teaching and making sure that my kids are getting a good quality education.
It's tough.
It is.
Yeah, I don't envy that position at all. These teachers really have a task ahead of them.
It's a lot. I have friends who have retired early. I have friends who have resigned last year because they kind of already sensed what the district was going to do this year, where they were scared.
Where are you now, Kelly?
So I'm in Southern Maryland. I'm in Charles County, Maryland, which is, well, I live in Waldorf, which is probably...
Oh, no shit. Okay. You're not too
where that is. I was like, what?
Where were you
like
the other day?
You're I don't know, 45 minutes away from me.
Where are you?
I'm in DC. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It depends.
Oh, really?
DC, I'm like 30, it could be 30, 35. I'm not far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, this is a scary topic for us, the school thing. We can't have the conversation without my son. He's like, I really want to be with my friends. My daughter's like, I'm really scared to be around people right now. My husband, he's military and he don't want it either. So we just were like, it's best for everybody to stay home.
Yeah.
We are now. So
I'm not allowed to go anywhere. I just stay in the house. Like, I've been in my house for months. Grocery store, dollar store. That's it.
I haven't seen you outside.
I don't go there.
I don't go
there, Holly.
Because I walk down the street all the
I
time.
sit in my house. It's ridiculous. Like, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have asthma. That makes me nervous. My son has asthma. So, like, I can't.
I'm sorry, guys. I have to go because I have family visiting. But
Oh, well.
Kelly, it was so good to see you.
Good luck with you.
Thank you.
Good
I'll
luck
be back on the book eventually, but if you do this again, let me know, okay? I'll be here.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye,
Good to see you. Brad, did you do one of these last night too?
No, I'm doing another one tomorrow.
Oh, are we like the first group?
You're the first group.
This is fun, guys. It's nice to see your faces.
How many
Likewise.
people did you invite, Brad?
What was it saying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And it's like, who will come on next?
So what are we up to? We're up to 5. Rhiannon is one of them. So we're missing Ryan and Mike Clyburn. And Alea's trying to actually come in now.
Cool. Hey, Jess.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
I'm probably the only one with light over here. It's only 5 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
West Coast Life. What's up, Jess?
How you been?
Surviving.
I hear you. It's very chaotic over here right now. Damn
I can imagine.
fires and protests and
I'd say, especially in your profession, I'm sure it's a little bit crazier than normal.
Yeah, I'm grateful that I'm at the academy, but at the same time, I still got to hear a lot of nonsense on a daily basis from my coworkers. So it's a very tough juggle. But
Yep. Where are you in Are you in California?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you in California?
East Bay. So from Oakland, I work about 20 minutes from Oakland, but it's about the same actually, living about 30 minutes from Oakland. It's all the same, East Bay. So right, not far from San Francisco, all that. So
nice.
Totally random and off topic, but I need people to remind me from time to time because I can forget in moments like this. I took 2 edibles right before this whole thing started.
You know, the last time, remember your last time on your birthday was the last time.
I forget. I don't take them often. I usually take them at like concerts, street festivals, and weddings.
We did your birthday.
And my birthday. Well, since none of those things, since none of those things happen anymore.
Wedding.
You know, Zoom's like the hottest thing going nowadays, so I got to take it now.
It's funny because you said the same exact thing though before.
What's that?
It's funny because you said the same thing before when you took them on your birthday, and you're like, just so you guys know, you might have to remind me later. And like you said later, you were getting like texts, and people were like, don't forget you took an edible.
And I had forgotten. I usually always, at a festival, tell a buddy, and I'll whisper in their ear, and I'll go,
oh,
hey.
You have a friend. I like that. That's like a reminder friend. That's good.
Yeah. And I'll go, hey, I took an edible. Just let me know once in a while. And then when I'm getting all ramped up and stuff, they'll just tap me and go, yo, remember that edible? And I'll go, right.
That's funny.
More good advice. Let me write that one down.
You can be the recording secretary, Ryan. Just write everything down for us.
Have an edible buddy.
Have an edible buddy.
Very nice.
Edible buddy. I love that. That's funny.
That's funny.
So I'll tell you guys the same thing. The same thing I told everyone last night was that this is like at this time. I know you guys are getting ready for your kids to go back to school, but 20 years ago, right now, we'd be getting ready for our senior year.
Oh my God!
Which is wild.
Easy.
Thanks for reminding us we're getting old, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We're getting old.
It seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy to me because Susie's a high school teacher.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I know, like, everybody has lives and, like, they do stuff. It's very weird. It's not supposed to be weird, but it is.
Yeah. It is weird. I don't feel like I'm 37. I really
You were saying that last night, Susie.
I really feel like I think I tapped out around 27. I'm like, I feel good at 27. Right? Like, I'm 27, and that's where wiser than 27, but yet still, that's where I kind of feel like, no, I'm 27. I'm not 37. It's weird.
Now, Alea, how old were you and how old is your oldest?
Me?
Yeah, how old's your oldest child?
My oldest is 13.
So that's like when Susie says, like, when I was like pregnant with my third kid at 27. So like I know that my oldest is 12. So it's like
really?
Yeah, so I feel a lot better now at 37 than I did in my 20s.
Me too.
Eric, while they're all talking about their kids, how's your dog?
Your new house.
She's chilling.
Yeah, that's the new bed, right?
Oh my gosh.
What's her name?
Bella.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
Yeah, she's a big girl.
Oh.
She's all right though. She's trying to acclimate.
Yeah, did you just move?
Yeah, I sold my house and I'm in a townhouse now. The old Corman Suites. They call them like Bluebell Villas now or something.
Oh, yeah. I used to live on the other side, next to Mermaid Lake, on the other side of Mermaid Lake.
Jolly Road?
Yeah, that's where Corman Suites is, right? Off of Jolly Road.
Yeah, right off Jolly Road. Right, like
by you. On Wentz Road.
I passed it and I looked left. I'm like, I think it's the second or third house Ryan's parents live at. I
That's right.
if they still live there. That's funny. Yeah, that's walking distance now.
Yeah, yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Brianna, you're that's where you grew up in the neighborhood, like right behind it.
Yeah, I grew up next to Mermaid Lake on the other side of the golf course. So Corman Suites was like really close to me. And I was
they're
next
about
to
to
town.
make.
My apartment was next to us.
They're about to make Mermaid a huge park.
Well, they had sold it, I guess, and then the
Mhm.
township didn't have any parts of it, and now the township does, I guess.
Yeah. So they sold it to a builder who was going to build 200 townhomes he bought it for $3.5 million, and then everybody got up in arms around here. So the township had to buy it off of him for $9 million. So he made like easy money and just changed titles.
I love that place though. That was I spent my whole childhood there.
Yeah, they're going to make it like walking parks and like probably soccer fields and stuff.
Did anyone actually do camp there? Because I did camp there, but did anyone actually?
Yeah, there was camp, like the mermaid camp, but I just
the swim club too.
Yeah, I just had a hole in the fence, and I walked through, and we would golf, and then we'd go swim.
Mini golf.
Yeah, when my mom went back to work, I was home alone. My sister and I, there was a hole in the fence. We'd walk through the woods, and there was a hole, and we'd pull the fence open and just walk through either with golf clubs and golf 9 holes there, or we'd go swimming and just there the whole day. And I don't even know if my mom knew we were going. Like, she was like, okay. She worked at Temple, so she wasn't there.
Brianna, when you talk about that house, I have like a very vivid memory of going to a birthday party at your house with a hula hoop contest.
In my drive, I have pictures of it. I think it was like my 8th, 9th birthday, maybe. And I have pictures of you. I have them still. And the hula hoop contest, I remember. And we did a scavenger hunt around my house. I remember my dad like led us around.
Yeah, I remember that.
I have pictures from it. My mom, like, I'll have to like get them and then send them to you so you can see, because I have pictures of you there and I remember that party.
So funny. I remember it too.
It's so funny. It was a long time ago.
Wasn't that where our senior class picnic was?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mermaid Lake, yes. Mm-hmm.
It used to be real nice. It's all like overgrown now and not kept up.
Brianna, weren't you on the swim team?
Yeah, I was on the swim team, so I swam.
I hated every second of it, but I was on it.
Yeah. Well, again, we would sneak over in the morning, but I swam I was 5 until I swam through high school, but I swam for Norristown High School instead because they had a better team, I guess.
I ran into Rhiannon at a wedding that I was at, but for the life of me, I can't remember who the wedding was, but I remember you were there.
Yes, I was working it. I was working the wedding at the Marriott, and I was front desk. I worked at the front office, but they needed someone in banquets, and I am not a great server. I can talk to people, and that's fine, but obviously I talk a lot. But you weren't married yet.
No. I don't know. Maybe.
We discussed like
marriages come and go, so I don't know at any given point.
Well, we talked about the Tooth Fairy and like whether or not to believe in Santa and what like.
Maybe I was on edibles. I don't know.
Like how? Like how do you? Every single time she's like, "Do you remember this thing in high school?" I'm like, "No. How do you remember this?"
So I legit stopped working.
You guys have really good memories because I don't remember anything.
I don't remember anything. I remember like the high school, like certain things. I'm like, no, blank. Remember nothing of that, Brianna.
I don't remember yesterday or like 20 minutes ago, but I remember high school.
No, I'm like, no.
Well, it works to my advantage.
It does.
I'll just say it happened anyway.
It does.
Everyone's
but I remember.
Everyone remembers everyone remembers like certain things that like pertain to them are completely random, and then there's stuff that like you should remember and you just have zero recollection of it. Because everyone can always, that's the first thing everyone was saying. LA, we were talking about yesterday, like everyone was saying, my memory is real good. And then people will tell me shit and I just go, I did that? I said that? Really? That was
true.
Alicia sent me a picture of what I wrote in her yearbook. And it's like this whole thing about how much I appreciated like talking to her for 12 minutes every day. And I'm like, I wrote this shit, and it's completely, like you're reading it like it's my handwriting. My God, it was like.
I guess people don't really realize what they have in people's yearbooks or anything like that. So when you see it, or even your own writing, so when you see it, you're like, oh my God. And then you realize that was like 20 years ago. It's like,
literally.
Crazy.
Is that crazy?
Not like
20 years ago.
I know. Shut up, Brad. I was trying to stick that in there, you know? I can't.
Getting your sneakers fresh. Eric, what kind of sneakers would you have had?
What, for back to school?
Yeah, back in 2000.
What? When did Iverson get drafted?
96.
96. Probably some Iverson.
Like answer threes.
Yeah.
I had a pair of those in high school too.
Probably Iversons. I don't know. Maybe I guess Anthony Penny Hardaway. Some basketball. What is Shaq-nosis? some crazy, whoever the basketball star was at the time.
Wait, Shaq was always the worst, I felt, as far as like apparel to wear. You never wanted to have Shaq gear.
Yeah.
They sold it at Walmart. Nobody wanted it.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wanted it.
I might have had that.
That used to be some of the, most exciting times is the back to school shopping. I guess, kids this year got it different. I'm sure back to school shopping's different now. Going to the outlet, picking out clothes.
No pants.
Yeah. If you could see what my kids are trying to wear, like Ave, my daughter, it's crazy because she's now like an adult. She's like not an adult, but an adult size. Like she's 5'4", like she's like a taller kid, and she's wearing like trying to wear my clothes and like just wearing oversized baggy clothes, trying not to wear, like she wore a tie-dye shirt the other day and like paisley joggers, and I was like, I don't know where any of these clothes came from in my drawers, but like she doesn't want to go back to school shopping. She just wants to wear the most ridiculously like oversized crazy ass stuff. It's so
maybe
weird.
That's the trend now.
Yeah, and they don't care about going to Walmart or Target or anything. They're like, we don't care. I'm like, okay.
That's so nice.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that today. I was like, why did I not care? Why did I care so much? Like, they don't care about nothing.
They don't care about anything.
So
like, I didn't want to shop at Kmart. I only went to go to Gap, and Ava's like, I'll wear your clothes. And I'm like, you're literally wearing like one of my t-shirts that I had in a bag from when I was in high school. And she's like, okay.
Right. I find that weird too.
That's because vintage is in.
It is in. Well, and she wears all my shoes. Like shoes. It's just so weird.
Slap $40, $50 on that thing and sell it.
I should go through all my stuff and sell things because everyone, I'll say it's vintage. It's vintage.
A lot of people buy vintage stuff though. That's like definitely a trend. Like all the old concert shirts, all that stuff. Like when we were kids, all those concert shirts go for like over $100 if you can find them now.
Which is crazy. It's crazy. Like,
yeah,
you're right.
Sell all your Dave Matthews shirts.
They mean too much to me.
You should make a blanket out of them.
You have a lot of Dave Matthews. Is that for real?
No. I always give him a hard time about Dave Matthews because he coined me like that girl in high school because I went to a few Dave Matthews.
Everyone was that. Like everyone fucking liked Dave Matthews, and it's driving me. That's what was like so wild about Barclay's podcast was her saying she's been to one concert her entire life.
And it was Dave Matthews, wasn't it?
Dave fucking Matthews. I was like, what?
I went to my first Dave Matthews concert with Susie.
Wow.
I hated Dave Matthews. I hated them. And Susie's like, you're going to love them. It will be great. And then I think we ended up going to like 8 Dave Matthews concerts together. We went to so many. And then
the tailgating was so much fun. I think that was the biggest part of. I mean, I like Dave Matthews though too, but Rhiannon, when I remember Pam Lacey got us,
you got us tickets,
floor tickets. You too, Evolution.
Wait, Kelly, did you go to that?
Hands down, the best concert I've ever been to. Hands down.
You went to the NSYNC concert, the first NSYNC concert that we went to with Jen Shim.
For sure.
And it was like $15 for tickets, and it was in the Electric Factory, and I'd never heard a song, and Jen Shim was like obsessed.
She was like crying. Like crying.
And she was like doing the dances with it. And we were like, what is she doing? Oh my God, I remember. And Chris Kirkpatrick or something from Pittsburgh, and he was like trying to amp us up. Oh, it was so weird.
Wow.
He was probably about 30. He was our age then.
Is he like 50 years old now?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Have your own back.